Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is the King Coda, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going over everything you need to know about ascending characters. Let's get right into it. So, ascending characters is one of the most important things to do in order to raise a character's stats. You can see here that after you reach an XP threshold, the next step will be Ascension. The first Ascension requires only one green tier stone, 3 gathered material, and 3 mob drop material. It's very simple to do, and your reward for it is quite a big boost to your stats. The very next Ascension is going to require 3 blue tier stones, 2 of a special drop only dropped by bosses, 10 gathered items, and 15 dropped items. And again, every time you're ascending, the reward for it, stat-wise, it's just exponentially more. At the third ascension, you need 6 of the blue tier stone, 4 of the special boss drop, 20 of the gathered item, and 12 of a green tier drop, enemy drop. For the 4th tier, you're going to need 3 purple stones, 8 of the boss drop, 30 of the gathered item, and 18 of the green tier boss drop, or enemy drop. And then for the next ascension, it's going to be 6 purple rocks, 12 of the boss drop, 45 of the gathered item, and 12 blue tier drop. And for the final ascension, you are going to need 6 gold tier stones, 20 of a boss drop, 60 of a gathered item, and 24 of the blue tier gathering. It should be noted that for every 1 gold rock is equivalent of 3 purple rocks, which 1 purple rock is the equivalent of 3 blue rocks, and 1 blue rock is, you guessed it, 3 green rocks. I'll be going over how you obtain the rocks, boss drop, all that in just a second. So let's look at what the rewards are for a character. Now, I don't want to level up Amber because I don't have much use for her. However, I'm thinking of working on Lisa. Lisa was the first waifu I had in the game, so let's get her a little bit of love here. We're going to first feed her XP books to reach the current level cap for her, which for her is 50. So once they are at their level cap, you can ascend them beyond their level cap by giving them the items. You can see for Lisa, for her current ascension from 50 to 60, it's going to require 6 blue stones, 4 of the boss drop, 20 of the gathered item, and 12 of the enemy drop. So we're going to go ahead and ascend her, and you can see her base HP goes up by 582. Yeah, that's how math works. Her base defense goes up by 34. Her base attack goes up by 13, and her elemental mastery is her special trait that every character has a special trait that will go up when they ascend, and it goes from 24 to 48. So we're going to go ahead and ascend her. So remember all those numbers that she just gained here? So she gained a huge amount of stats, and whenever you level a character, let's show, we're going to level her by 1. She gained from 1 level, she gained 2 attack, 4 defense, and like 60 HP. You gained so much less by a level compared to Ascension. Ascension is a huge deal for XP bonuses, and what this means is, first off, you do get rewards for ascending characters. You can see you get, for the first Ascension, 1 Acquaint Fate. You get another for the 3rd Ascension. We'll go ahead and claim that. And you get a third one for the level 70 Ascension. But because ascending means so much more than levels, you can actually just leave a character. Like I have my official here. She's level 80 out of 90. I could put her all the way to 90.
Official. And the princess in different...
I'm the one talking. I could level her all the way to 90, but I don't get as much benefit out of that as I do from Ascension. Yes, levels are important because they help you get to your Ascension goals, but once you're at the max Ascension, a level doesn't really matter much because you're talking about like 50 attack, you know. It's not anything all that crazy. So now let's talk about those resources and how to get them. Number one, we're going to talk about boss resources, and we're going to show it here at the Animo boss. This is the bosses on the map. See, there's the Animo, the Cryo, the Electro, Geo, the Pyro, and the Hydro. All are currently available on the map. You can also get these rocks by fighting Dvalin, the Wolf boss, Child, and the new Primo Geo Vishap, although he's a little bit of a special case that we'll be getting into in a little bit. So taking a look at the rewards you can get for fighting a boss. These do scale dependent on your world level, which is dependent on your AR. But you can see at my AR 55, I have a chance to get the green rock, the blue rock, the purple rock, the gold rock, the special boss drop, which is those butterflies, as well as a bunch of artifacts. This is true, however, 9 times out of 10, what you get is the green tier rock. You tend to get about 5 of these. I think it gets 3 to 5. And then you can get like 2 to 3 of the blue rock. And that's it. And then you'll get like 2 or 3 of the special boss drop. And that's all you get. So most of the time, you're having to grind that boss for multiple rocks in order to be able to then combine them together. So if we have a look here, you can see by going to any crafting station with any character, no character gets a bonus for this. You can combine 3 of the green rock into 1 blue rock. You can combine 3 blue rocks into 1 purple rock, and combine 3 purple rocks into 1 gold tier rock. They did in 1.3 add a new item that helps us with that, and that's this second menu up here. This is the Dust of Azoth. Using the Dust of Azoth, you can convert rocks from one element to another. So you can see I can take one of my gold tier ice rocks and convert it into a gold tier geo rock. And you can do that with the purple tier, the blue tier, the green tier, whatever you need for the characters you need. This makes farming a lot easier and is extremely helpful for the new Primo Geo Vishap. This guy has a chance to drop a whole slew of different rocks. He will always drop some Geo rocks, but he can also drop some Electro, Cryo, Pyro, or Hydro, depending on the element he infuses himself with. So it's hard to know what you're going to get for farming him, and this resource, his Juvenile Jade, is a resource that some characters need to ascend. So say you were farming a character like Ganyu, who needed these cryo rocks in order to ascend. Well, she also needs these Juvenile Jades. So if every time you fought the Primo Vishap, he only dropped you the blue rocks, you could then convert those into the cryo rocks using the Dust of Azoth. Now, as far as attaining the Dust of Azoth, this is most often bought within the shop. If you go down to Paimon's Bargains and you go to your Stardust Exchange, you can see I've already bought mine out. It's very cheap. You get 10 Dust of Azoth for 5 Stardust. It's very cheap. You can buy this out very easily, even if you're free to play, I'm very certain. Otherwise, we do get them as rewards in events. You can see here in the event for the Windbloom Festival, they gave us some Dust of Azoth that I've already bought out. You got we got 200 of this, I believe, in this event, 200 in the previous event in Leeway. So I would assume we would be getting this fairly frequently from events in the future. So that takes the boss drop as well as the stone into consideration. But what about the farmable resource and the enemy drop? These farmable resources can be found in varying different locations. When you select them in your inventory, it'll actually tell you exactly where you can go to find them. Or you can use the Genshin Impact interactive map. I have pinned it in the description down below in the top line. So make sure you check that out if you're looking for these resources specifically. You can select which one you're looking for, Qingshin, whatever. You can find them there. Also using that, you can hunt down enemies. The enemy drops are actually very easy to farm. These can also be bought out in the shop, the lower tier versions at the very least. The higher tier can be bought in the Star Glitter Exchange. However, this is very pricey and not really worth doing. I would not ever buy these. I don't care if you're a whale or what. Do not do that. But the Stardust Exchange is a fairly reasonably priced for if you're needing to buy like 10, you know, you can get enough Stardust to buy out what you need from here. I've often needed to buy out the Whopper Flower Nectars. And you can buy the low tiers to craft up to the second tier. You can buy the second tier so you have those ready. That's one way to go about it. Or just every day, you know there's a character that you're working on. Every day, go down to your enemies in your adventurer journal and just scroll through here and see what you're looking for. Here, for instance, the Fatui Ascension Mage will give you the Mist Grass Pollen of the 3 tiers. She also has a chance to give you the Recruit's Insignia. You'll get your horns and your masks from Minotaurals, your Assassin Daggers from the Fatui Agent. You know, you just go through here, find the resource that you're looking for and who drops it. And then whenever you find the resource, say I'm needing these Hilly Churl masks, I hit navigate, and they become highlighted on my map. And whenever I go there, I can fight those Hilly Churls. Alright, so the first group of enemies I fought didn't drop any resources, which is a little weird. At my world level, pretty much every enemy drops something. But I went to the second group and I got drops. So there was 2 Hilly Churls. I got 1 Grey Tier Mask and 2 Scrolls. You can see you don't really get as much resources. So it's important that you're also just killing every version of these enemies that you see while you're going about your adventure. You can then just go through and select the enemy again to go and hunt them. I will note, eventually it will stop giving you locations for enemies, but there are still this type of enemy on the map. Even whenever it says you've killed them all, they still exist, but it will no longer guide you to them. And that's pretty much all you need to know about ascending your character. Let me know what you think about Ascension in the comments section down below. Do you think the system needs a little bit of a rework? Let me know down there as well. And I'll be sure to get another guide out to you soon. Till then.